But the next one is Heaven's Lost Property.
This one's probably my favorite of the two.
This one is fan service. There's only one show I think that gives me more fan service that I like better.
High School DxD?
Yes. But it has a comedy. It has a much stronger comedy element to it for me as well. This one has a little bit of more that personable element to it, which is nice. I couldn't tell you which one I like better. I know which one is more visually stunning to me.
Right.
But,
I guess that Heaven's Lost Property I like better because...
And he introduced me to this one, actually. I introduced him to the other one, but he introduced me to this one.
It had you get your own robot that's pretty good looking as a servant. And that's the coolest part about it. Well, it's really an alien.
Yeah,
type thing.
Sort of. It's really rough to explain that part of the plot, especially without spoiling a bunch of stuff. They are somewhat mostly from Earth, but not. It's weird. It's worth almost watching just for that kind of element of the show.
It's just a cool thing.
But I mean, and it takes off rather quickly. You get the first Angeloid, which is what which is what that brand of characters are essentially, right in the beginning of the show. I mean, within the first few minutes, you get Icarus, who's the would I say the main or would I say the main female person?
I almost would say Icarus is the main female.
I would too.
But there is also Sahara, who is a human.
Yeah, and she's predominantly there in the first episode too. But basically, the story follows Tomoki. He's the main character all the way through. It doesn't matter. He's the main guy. He's a pervert. And he gets this Angeloid, pretty scantily clad, dressed, and she's not very emotionally tied. So she doesn't care whatever.
And she doesn't really. Yeah, she doesn't think she doesn't understand.
She's. I mean, as far as like, there's little bits in this show that we can't like go into detail with, because this one does have more of a story aspect where it's one of those you need to watch it to catch it.
Yep.
But by the end of the show there are more than just one Angeloid, and that's even by seasons. We'll kind of leave that a little bit for some exploring. We'll talk about some of the characters. Actually, no, because we haven't listed as characters. There are 3 Angeloids by the end of the show. At least for the
there's more along the way, but there's 3 that stick with
3
Tomoki.
Important ones that are with Tomoki.
Yep.
You got Icarus, you got Nymph, and
then Astria.
Astria doesn't come in until season 2, so we'll come back to her. But Icarus is the first one. She's, I mean, that's your introduction to the whole Angeloids thing. And they all have they have 1 strength, 1 thing they're pretty decent with, and then 1 weakness. Yep. Icarus's weakness is social skills. They're non-existent, and we'll just kind of leave that there with that one. But I mean, that gives you an idea on what to expect from the other 2. One's obviously going to be smart. One's going to be clumsy. One's going to be a brute, and one's going to be weak. Not tying them together, I did that very much intentionally the way that I was saying it, to not tie which and what goes where. But it's one of those that's worth checking out. A lot of fan service stuff. There are other characters. You do get sort of love plot stuff going on.
Yeah, there's a love plot.
Especially in season 2, you start seeing the love plot develop. But it's almost not the main course of the show. The main course of the show is a lot of comedy, some fan service stuff.
Because I was going to add
That's the general theme. It is kind of set up as a harem-styled anime.
I was going to add they have fighting in it, they have action, but that's not the main thing.
Yeah, they don't focus on that, and compared to like High School DxD, it's not overly sexualized in its perviness. It is
at some points. It is
at some points it is,
but
and
not
throughout the show
overall.
it is, but it's not heavy on that. I'm not saying it's cleaner, but it's softer.
Yeah,
so to speak. There's no other really way to put that, but that's just kind of how it is. Visually, it's all over the place, to be honest. It's not like it's one of those you can't watch it because it keeps changing, but Tomoki, especially in season 2, spends more time as a chibi than he does as an anime character. Which you're gonna be like, wait, what, man?
It had me confused on his age for a while, but then I realized
and it
that
does
he's
mess
a chibi.
with your head throughout the show a little bit.
Yeah,
but no, he's in high school.
Yeah.
And there's other weird things I just remembered about, and it's going like, oh god, I forgot. This is weird. But but I mean, it's really good. It's another one of those, as far as like anime style. Typically, it fits with a lot of things. It's not as sharp as like you would think with like Bleach and Naruto and a couple other things. It's a bit more soft and rounded.
Yeah.
A lot of colors actually in that one. There are a lot of shiny colors. It's very colorful, which I like colors.
I like colors too.
But
everybody likes color.
Yeah, and other than like the name it suggests, if a lot of you guys are going like, oh no, it's called Heaven's Lost Property, it's got an Angeloids, it's about Christ and the devil. No, it has a. It's not even like about science really, even though it ties that in really well.
Yeah, it does.
They literally ignore almost that entire detail.
Yeah, the Heaven's
like they don't even mention it worth a damn. So
it wasn't what I expected it to be when I first clicked on it. So
yeah, and I'm glad he introduced it to me, because at first I was kind of like, well, let's see where this goes. But it turned out really well. It is also subbed and dubbed both first seasons. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Both first and second season are subbed and dubbed. I watched them dubbed. I watched them as I worked. I knew they were dubbed because he had told me, and so I was like, okay, while I work, I'll watch them. That was for all other than like season 2. I watched that as I slept, for the most part, and then there'd be nights where I'd be like,
as you slept.
3 episodes, and then fall asleep. Next day 3 episodes, I'll fall asleep. But yeah, sleep with every. I watch things when I sleep, and then once I fall asleep, I always have to go back.
I suppose I do too.
You're common with that too. You did that a lot with Gurren Lagann, and it took you a while.
Yeah,
it took you a while to finish that. It's a good one too. We'll actually do that one, but there won't just be us two with that one. There's gonna be another person there. You already know who he is. Not really a spoiler.
Not a hard guess.
Not a hard guess, but you got it. And then because this is 2 seasons, and I'm kind of excited about part of it there, but with the outros, but the intros, I'll have to switch over here. For Heaven's Lost Property season 1, it is spoiler heavy. If you know, you'll catch it. If you don't know, you probably won't even notice. I mean, you'll see some character spoilers, but expect that, because like Nymph doesn't come in until like halfway through the season, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, you see her in the intro, so you know it's coming.
Other than those spoilers, though, I thought it was good.
Yeah, no, I mean it's well put together. Not my favorite song, but I mean it is spoiler heavy if you have a keen eye and you know, which we're not going to tell you a whole lot about, because story does have an order to it, essentially, because it has a learning experience curve in it that keeps going through the show for the most part. The closing, though, I didn't really. The first one I really didn't care for. I skipped it a lot.
I thought the outro slow enough to skip.
Yeah.
So
I mean, outros are hard. A lot of people don't watch them. Some people do. Some people don't. I'm one that I don't hit a lot of outros unless they're really good. And I mean, I always give them a fair shot. I'll give them a play or two. Unless it's one like I know I love, like Walk Like an Egyptian from JoJo's. That one's amazing. I love Walk Like an Egyptian. If you don't know what that song is, go look it up after this video. The second opening, it just has another character spoiler. Has another couple ones. We kind of already spoiled it for you, so
yeah,
no big deal. But the outros, what do you think about the second opening before we jump right into that?
The second opening, I say warm feels after the first season. Like it puts together the idea like it puts like a friendly warm feels with it.
Yeah,
warm vibe.
Yes. And then the closings
threw us for a loop.
They threw us for a loop because again, I didn't watch a lot of the closings, but now I understand why, though. Because they're all different. They're all different. Unless I go through and check every single one, which I'm not going to. Sorry. We looked at 4 or 5. I don't remember.
They're all special.
All of them are different.
And it kind of made me want to go back through them all.
it does bring that element to where I almost would, but I'm not going to.
We're too far off of
we're too far off of that, and it's one of those. It's a lot of work to try to find all of them, especially when I already know like the first 2 that I watched. I apparently didn't like because I didn't watch the rest. I didn't keep looking at the outros, so. That kind of gives you an idea. But, I mean, there was one of the 4 that we were looking at. I'm like, I like this one.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I had to erase and rewrite like 4 times whether or not I liked it because I couldn't because they were all different. It was nuts. They were literally all different. So, I'm like, okay, then.
We'll just talk about they're different.
Just all be different. But Heaven's Lost Property, it's from Studio AIC. I don't know much about their other work. I don't know much about how filmmakers work either, to be honest. A lot of those things aren't things I look at all the time. But if they ring a bell in your ears for those of you who watch anime a lot and haven't heard of it, that lets you know. There are other ones like Trigger. I love Trigger. Trigger's animations are amazing. That was Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill. So, Kill la Kill. But, and then it's licensed by Funimation. That was the network and all that kind of stuff. But,
Funimation has
Funimation, yeah. The only things you ever really see as far as things like that is you always see Funimation or you see Aniplex.
Yep.
Anything that I ever see their names tagged to on that, typically I go, okay. It typically ends out well. Not all the time. Because, again, it's down to the studios working. They're more of a publishing type of deal.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't do all the work.
Right.
If I remember right, most Trigger animations are part of Aniplex. If I remember, I'm probably wrong. Don't murder me in the comments. But
one thing I remember from not Comedy Central, Adult Swim. I mean, back in the day, everything I saw was Funimation, so that just tells you they just pretty much publish it.
They're the giants there.
Yep.
But if you've been watching anime, you know that. If you haven't been, it's okay. It's an introduction. I'm not going to say if you're not into animation, oh, now you're going to go watch it. Especially because, I mean, throughout this whole thing, there have been little bits everywhere. I'm sure I've cut things in. And there's photos of characters as we talked about them and stuff like that. But, I mean, that gives you an idea of just other things that we do.
On the favorites?
Oh, yeah. I always keep forgetting the favorite parts. Jump right into that. We need to do that before I start trying to close the damn thing. Okay. Favorite parts. Oh God, I'm terrible at my job.
That's all right.
I'm a terrible boss.
I knew I'd remind you at one point or another.
I'm a terrible boss. Oh God. Oh, this isn't going great.
Alrighty. Well, I guess one of my favorite parts would have to be the swimming pool scene. The swimming pool scene is awesome, and we said Tomoki is a perv, and the swimming pool scene's very pervy, and it's just hilarious. I thought the whole thing was funny, and it's really well done.
Yeah, I mean, it's all censored. We should say that every bit of that is censored.
By frogs.
That one's particularly by frogs, which is weird, but hey. But even throughout the whole show, things are censored all over the place.
And then another thing I like is with his pervy mind, he goes through a stage where he tries to cleanse his mind. So what he does is he ends up going to a monastery and chills with a monk for a while and tries to learn that way. But it doesn't work out. So.
Yeah.
Little spoiler.
What I think my all-time favorite part of the show is all of those like school events that where's the name? We didn't even mention her.
Icarus.
Yeah. What's that name there? I can't.
Mikako.
Mikako, whatever. She's the daughter of a Yakuza lord. Yeah. She throws she's the class president too. That's probably the easiest way to explain it. She throws crazy weird events throughout the whole show. They're all great. Yeah. Every single one of them is great. Funny. Even I think one of them's not even fan service based, but it is great. I love it.
I mean, there's a snowball one.
There's a snowball fight. Yeah. There's airsoft or Water Gun. I don't remember. It's one of the two. That one's really good. There's... I think there's a hunting one too. I don't remember.
There's a bunch of them.
There's a bunch. There's more.
Cool.
There's more than 3, for sure. Probably even more than 5. I don't. It's been a while since we watched these ones. We've had a hard time getting these recorded, so we've missed out on a lot of things. But I'm gonna keep watching things. He doesn't get to watch nearly as much as I do, but that's all right. Because some of them I'll probably just jump in on my own and talk about for like 5-6 minutes. Rather shortly, and then other ones Garrett will jump in, or if we get a couple other people I know to come back on board, they probably have seen some of it too. We can talk about that. But I mean, if you like this, leave a like. This is the first one we've done. I'm gonna have a little ranting speech separating some of this and that and the other thing. But if you have other things you want us to review, like if there's shows that you're like, do I want to watch this or not? Send it our way. I'll watch it. And
if we haven't seen it, we'll watch it.
Yeah, we'll get through it and we'll let you know if it's one of those. Yeah, go ahead and watch it. It's worth your time or not. I doubt that'll be the case though, strictly because I'm betting a lot of you guys are gonna be like, oh, I wonder what they think about this one, which is perfectly fine too. I have no problem going out and watching more animes just because you guys want to see what we think about it as well. Because I like watching things anyways. I mean, I live on YouTube. I don't even pay for cable. We don't pay for
cable. We
don't pay for cable here. We watch Netflix, Hulu, Crunchyroll, a couple other sites. I mean, it's way cheaper than cable in our area, and we can do it whenever the hell. So.
And then YouTube's always great.
YouTube, I live on it. I mean, if I run out of content, I find another content provider and I start watching them too. My subscriptions list is outrageously huge. Like, I think they need to add more bars, like more segments to find things, because I have a hard time finding who I'm watching sometimes. But so thanks again, guys. Likes, comments, subscribe if you're even new to this channel by finding this. Because we don't just do this. If you're new to this, we don't just do this. We don't just review. There's games. There's Let's Eats. The first standalone Let's Eat is coming out within 2 weeks of this video, probably. Because we're recording that next week. So I'm going to try to release it following. But
and I like eating, so.
Oh, yeah. We've already eaten cake. You'll find a link for that description right here, right here, and I'll probably throw up one of our game descriptions up here, but link for Facebook down here. We don't post to it a lot, but I mean, hey, quit pointing everywhere, because things been popping up all over the screen everywhere all day. But I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Let us know what you think. If there's any other things you want to know about these shows or in more shows that we'll talk about, leave those down there too. I'll be glad to look up and answer those. But thanks for watching. Bye-bye.